Welcome everybody back to the Hitting the Turnbuckle channel. It's another interview with definitely one of the best wrestlers on the UK scene. I know.
One of them.
Just about to head off on his hollybobs, first one of the year. However, he's decided that before he gets on the plane, he can't think of anything better to do than come and talk to me on this channel. It is, for the second time we've had you on now, Corey McRae. Good evening, mate.
Good evening. How we doing?
We are all good. Thank you for before you pack. It's a holiday coming on this show. It's always appreciated. It's always good to see you as ever. Let's start. I mean, 2023. We started this in 2023, and we've been to see you quite a lot of times.
Well, you started Hitting the Turnbuckle in 2023.
Yeah.
Wow, you've done all of that in a year. Fair play. Fair play to a lot of you. Fucking
yeah,
decent.
We've done a lot in a year, but it's your year, not ours. We probably do our own review show for that if we wanted to. Listen, you've been champion, you haven't been champion, you've had bangers, you've had Conor Mills and you know and all of that. But in your opinion, 2023 for you, how do you think it went?
It's by far the best of my career so far, without a shadow of a doubt. Very few people get to be champion in this business, let alone champ. So I was very grateful for those opportunities. Had a quality run with great opponents throughout the whole year. Obviously, everything's got to come to an end at some point. Everything felt right. Obviously, over at Ignite, some things had to be changed around, but it all still worked out very well. Plenty of abroad bookings, some debuts, some title defenses up against big names, some challenges. Improvement of skill, learning some new bits as always. Generally, by far, absolutely clear the best year of my career so far.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I can't talk past last year. It was the first time I've seen you, but it definitely felt very. You could see improvement. I mean, coming from me, it doesn't really matter what I say with you, but you can see that, and we see that in quite a lot. I mean, I've seen that in begrudgingly. I've seen it in like Mark True and people like that, and obviously he's gone on and doing the scene now over in Rev Pro and Progress. But you're right, you had a lot of defenses last year at Ignite as well. And we'll get into that in a minute. But let's talk JPW first. Last year was pretty good. I mean, you was taking on like Sapphire Reed and people like that. And you again look at Sapphire now. She's going away. What's your plans for JPW this year, though?
Good question. Certainly to branch out a bit more. We'd like to bring in more crowd members in the local area, not just from Harwich, but from the surrounding areas as well. To make sure that even in these tough times, there are fun activities for families to come and attend at a cheap price. Get some good names in, a mix of good names and some new names, and mix that together. Try and create some new bonds and friendships there, while also putting on some incredible matches, show by show. We've just announced a sponsorship with our local pub here in Harwich as well. And there's talks of potentially doing a beer garden / wrestling event mixed together in the pub's garden, because they cleared it all out at the beginning of this year. So plenty of space to put a wrestling ring and some seats out. So and a barbecue, they said as well. So it could be absolutely incredible come summertime.
Watch that space in that case for that. That would be an interesting one. Wrestling in the garden, wrestling in the beer garden. It's normally in the beer garden, right?
Yes. You think about not only is you can have kids and families there, you'll have your typical pub goers, people there for a barbecue, people drinking, people enjoying the sun. It's going to be a good, rowdy, loud crowd, hopefully.
Well, that's the plan. Yeah. I mean, the JPW shows that we attended last year were always bundles of fun. We had a lot. We had obviously the split up of the lads, that payoff at the end of that year. Obviously, we had right at the back end of it, Forrest Hayes winning the title off of the Dovercourt Dragon, who beat Nick Payne after his run. But yeah, you had some memorable ones at JPW. As I said, the Sapphire Reed one was one that I remember very fondly. But do you have a favourite from JPW last year?
Of my match personally, or just in general?
In general, not just the JPW in general.
So you say not just in JPW?
Yeah, not just JPW. You can narrow it down if you want to do one JPW, one Ignite. It's up to you.
Sure. Favorite match in JPW. The Bryants always put a hell of a tag match on. To be fair, it's been so long now, I can't remember who we've had on. Who? Let's have a quick
I'll tell
look.
you what match of yours I liked. I think JPW. You've done Kay and Lane. Was it Kay and Lane or Tommy Lawrence? Did you fight last one?
The last I can't remember. I know I definitely wrestled both of them.
Is it Kay and Lane? Because
Cam
Tommy
Lane would
won.
have been.
Must have been Kay and Lane because Tommy won the Indominus belt, didn't he?
Yeah. So it was Cam Lane. Yeah, that
There
was
we
a
go.
good. It's weird because we'd never crossed paths at all, and then all of a sudden, within like the span of a month, I think we wrestled like 2 or 3 times across different promotions. So it was quite weird. We'd said about how it'd be cool to wrestle each other, and then all of a sudden we were in the same ring multiple times.
Yeah.
But just there's like a couple of the jet like there's so many good ones that I could pick as a favorite because places like in Germany where the crowd are so up for it and they're so invested, the match itself feels much bigger.
Yeah.
And then I've also got in Germany winning the title, so you've got that. You've got hitting a year with as Ignite champion in World War Wrestling, getting to face Danny Blade. It's a very fortunate position, a bit like up at Wrestle Carnival, getting to share the ring with Robbie X.
Mm-hmm.
People like that was a great experience. Connor Mills having fun with Smash and Mike. He's always loud and bubbly. Yeah, Tommy Lawrence. I can't remember his name now, but in Hungary for Passion Pro, getting to meet like so, mate, I could list off so many cool opportunities I was given. Paul Robinson,
Yeah.
Erie Shiga here. I can't even pronounce the name.
So I'm the
Erie,
same.
yeah, honestly, absolutely. I couldn't tell one. There certainly hasn't been one favorite match,
No.
but I would have to put if you give me a moment, it would be winning a title over in Germany. That I'd we can narrow it to that.
Narrow it down to that. That's perfect. Not a problem. But there's also one show that I attended at the back end of last year, which was RCWA, and you took
Yeah,
the aforementioned Mark True in that, and it was a barn burner. That one, loved that.
watching that back. It's very rare that I can watch a match back and thoroughly enjoy it without picking myself apart or wanting to rearrange parts of that of a match. But yeah, me versus Mark, that was one very enjoyable backstage, and two to actually perform with him, knowing that you're in safe hands. Very skillful young lad, very hungry, very passionate, easy to do it all. Yeah, it was very, very good. And yeah, watching it back, I thoroughly enjoyed watching it back as well as physically wrestling them.
Do you pick yourself apart too much? Do you think when you watch those matches back, when you do watch those matches?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. But it's the best way to do it because if you
yeah.
don't, you'll never improve. It's as I say, you're your own worst critic. So I think that's how it should be anyway. If you don't, then you're certainly missing out.
Definitely. So let's talk Ignite. So obviously you had a great run.
Mm.
Over at Ignite. You mentioned again, Smashing Mike, he became our champion last year. Mark is now after that title, from what I hear. He's not kept it shut since, which will be interesting.
Tough
Yeah,
challenge.
it would be interesting if that match ever does suffice. But nevertheless, yeah, you had your championship last year. As you said, you had Colin Mills and Smashing Mike at Buckle Up. And then you had your first one with Gene Money, and then the second one with Gene Money when he beat you, and then Adonis cashed straight in. Fair play to him. He had that opportunity.
Made the most of it.
Took it, cashed it in, won. Now, this coming time at Ignite on February the 4th, in Chapter 3, you've been put in a triple threat match against Tommy and Aluna for the #1 contendership. Side note, Aluna's now our women's champion, Turnbuckle Women's Champion. She was crowned a couple of weeks ago. Congratulations, Aluna. But do you feel a bit aggrieved by that? I mean, you've lost it, but you've not had your one-on-one rematch.
Yeah, I think it's pretty disrespectful to a former champion. I've held that title for that long, held that company on my back for over a year. I think it was a year and 4 months. Banger of a match after banger of a match, put my body on the line. I get screwed over in that match, lose the title, and the best that they can give me is I've got to fight for the #1 contendership.
Yeah.
If I see it's a bit of a slap in the face, but that doesn't matter because I will still clear the pair of them out of that ring. So one way or another, I'm going back for that title. It's just another payday, to be honest.
Just another payday. Well, it'd be interesting because it might not even be Adonis that you get should you win that match. He's got Jay Joshua.
True.
And he, well, Adonis didn't have many pleasantries for Jay when we interviewed him a couple of days ago. Jay didn't actually was meant to come on. He wasn't here, so Adonis messaged me and said, "I'll come on instead," and he did.
Oh wow, jumped in last minute.
Yeah, last minute. Yeah, he also had a few choice words for Tommy Kyle. Said that he done.
Quickly,
Huh?
sorry. I was saying I still can't remember how good that Ignite Championship is. It's a beautiful title.
It is a beautiful title. It's currently I think he held it throughout the whole of the interview, if I remember rightly. He did. But one of the things I actually, just cutting back quickly, one of those things at Ignite that will always laugh, and it's still one of our most viewed shorts on our channel, was when Andy touched your title and you ripped his head.
The disrespect. My man wants to do interviews and he's claiming he's touching the title as if he's put the effort in to win one.
It's still one of our most viewed shorts on our channel. We still get
really.
Yeah, that, and there was an Andy going off on an AEW rant that got up there as well, but it's still one up there, but very high up that list of short views. We're just going back to it. Yeah, we mentioned we were talking about obviously Adonis and Jay, and he had a few choice words for Tommy Kyle. He said that he had done in 2 matches what Tommy Kyle couldn't do in 2 years. Yeah, so
he's not missing about. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. No. But still, to say that out loud is, he might be cooking up something there, you know.
Could be cooking up a bit of a storm. But Ignite last year seemed to go from a show perspective, from strength to strength to strength to strength. That last one in November was literally up like Rev Pro level standard in terms of in-ring quality.
Absolutely. You are welcome for single-handedly accomplishing that. Yeah, you are welcome. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but as my role of champion, that's what I had to do. No, that you guys and Ignite coming together is one of the best things that I've seen with wrestling for a long time, helping us put some of the matches on that they did throughout that year. Was incredible. I think Ignite is one of the hottest companies to work for at the moment. CJ should be incredibly proud of himself for what he had built up from the ground, and then you guys jumping in and working together. You've accomplished something very, very impressive. So fair play to every single person, every single wrestler, every single team member, because Ignite is hot as anything right now.
It certainly is. At last count, there was about 10 tickets left. Actually, Shenley Road had to put another row in. They got an email from people yesterday, I think yesterday or the day before, saying that we want to come to the show in February, but there's only singles left. So they actually put a new row right at the very back where the cam is. The very last bit they've put back in now. And they're
going to be working on the sound deck at that point.
Yeah, so it's going to be loud in there, and they've already put tickets on sale for April, which is good. We've got ours already. Yes, we paid for ours straight away. We can't get away from Ignite. But let's talk your goal. I mean, 2024 for you, Corey. You said you want to do some more stuff over here. You want to get some debuts, maybe get some new promotions in the UK and abroad.
Yeah, absolutely. Same as before. Just every single year and improve, get better, get my name out there more. Somehow I've got to still try and break out onto the scene. It feels like it's the same thing every single year. Got the skill, got the voice, but for whatever reason, we're not getting to that next level. I believe that I've hit a ceiling. Some people will quit and give up at that point, but people like me are trying to push through that at whatever it takes. Cream always rises to the top. So no matter how many times people turn me away or just give me an excuse for why not now, but down the road, sure. Eventually, if you keep knocking on the door, it's going to cave in at some point. So I want debuts, I want different countries, I want new titles, I want new fans to hate me or love me, I want people to buy new merch. Every single year is a progression. I want 100% more than what I did last year. And whether that be right now, in the middle of the year, at the end of the year, at some point, we will certainly be better than where we were last year.
Definitely so. You can't take the talent away either. If you've got the talent that you have, and you certainly do have that. Interesting enough, just a sidetrack I wanted to mention, because you do some MMA training as well, right? And how do you incorporate that? how the differentiator does that with, say, training for wrestling to training to MMA?
Good question. Well, now I've moved away from jiu-jitsu and the MMA classes, and now mainly focus on Muay Thai and kickboxing throughout the week, just to make sure that my strikes are as sharp and as clean as possible. But to differentiate that from wrestling, there isn't really much. Both entail a lot of hard work, cardio based, treating your opponent with respect and keeping them safe while maintaining your improvements, sharpening our irons, and trying to improve with every single class, be better than you was the day before. Quite recently, we had a sparring session on Friday, Muay Thai sparring on a Friday. It's just essentially we warm up for about 45 minutes, jump rope, pad work, and then it's about an hour and a half of just straight up sparring, 5-minute rounds. And it's just, you do as many rounds as there are people there. So if there's 20 people there, you're doing 10 rounds of 5-minute rounds. So by the end of it, you're absolutely shattered, which is great because that contours over to wrestling with the cardio.
Yep.
It helps keep you fresh, keeps you on your toes, keep you light, and it makes you, what people do not realize is breathing.
Yeah.
So you are forced to control your breathing to make sure that you are getting enough oxygen to your muscles to be able to perform as good as you did at the beginning of the night as you do at the end of the night. So it is for the mental gain as well, knowing that you can hold yourself against anyone in the wrestling ring or in Muay Thai, knowing that you put in hard work, it is incredible. So it benefits both parties. It's very rare that I get to actually train wrestling anymore, which is definitely going to be a bit of a downfall for me because I don't get to practice certain things or meet certain people. But living out in the bum, can you swear on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, living in the bumfuck of nowhere certainly doesn't help. And obviously the whole thing with the last training school that we'll fall out with, it's reducing me there. But we try our very best.
You do indeed. And actually, now the Muay Thai stuff, are you going to be incorporating that into your wrestling game a bit more?
Yeah, this year people don't realize what's coming this year. The strike combinations that I've been learning, the sweeps, the takedowns, coming in with the elbows, the over the top elbows, knees to the core, incorporating some vicious combos that people haven't seen yet. It's all well and good people creating different wrestling moves, but when they see a strike combination land that they've never seen before, it's going to blow people away for sure.
So everyone, keep a look out for that as we go through the year and as you attend more shows. But as we start to wrap up here, so you can start packing for your trip, tell people where can people get hold of you on socials? Where can promotions reach out to book you, and what have you got coming up?
Your best bet to grab me is on Instagram at _Corey McRae. Twitter, of course, Corey McRae. Emails coreyKbennett@gmail.com, or just ask someone to ask me. I'm everywhere, always watching.
Exactly. And promotions, if you do want an exceptional talent on your shows, look no further than the guy on my screen that's talking to me right now. He is the Godfather for a reason. And
Absolutely.
you have him on your shows this year going forward to let him show the world how good he really is. As we start to wrap up, I need to do some stuff, so you can go to sleep if you want here, Corey. Good shout out to Team Buckle 2024, Taylor James, Aluna Blue, Adonis Payne, Artemis, and LA Taylor. Coming up, we have got CJ Carter, funny enough, coming up on Monday to do an Ignite preview show. Obviously, all the review shows will be back. We are then attending Ignite on February the 4th. And if you're not attending Ignite, or if you are thinking about it, hurry the hell up because there won't be many tickets left. Straight after that, a couple of days later, we're going to be interviewing Alex Windsor, as well as the Tidal Wrestling General Manager, Mike Angus. And at the back end of February, we'll be just talking to the former WWE Tag Team Champion, Heath Slater. We'll also be attending Revolutions Pro High Stakes at Crystal Palace on February the 18th. And finally, there'll be an announcement and Ignite on February the 4th from us and CJ Carter about the plan for 2024. That'll do for now. The rest, legally, I can't say. I'm even still checking my emails to make sure nothing has come through whilst we've been on. So good.
Little last-minute spoiler.
Last minute spoiler is CM Punk winning the Royal Rumble tomorrow night.
Is that who you think? Is that who you're going for?
Well, after everything that come out yesterday, Fucking, you
What
haven't
come out?
seen the Vince McMahon stuff, no?
Oh, the messages.
Yeah, and that's
Mm.
obviously got some other wrestler, big wrestler, in trouble as
Yeah,
well. Meant to be
yeah.
coming back tomorrow, or today when this goes out on Saturday for the Royal Rumble. Obviously, that won't be happening. So that's my prediction for the Royal Rumble. So
Fair.
go and slap your money on it now, people. If you fancy losing some money, I was the person that said that CM Punk wouldn't be coming back to WWE. So that's how
Really?
good I was. Yeah, that's how good I was. But
That's how good I was. Nice.
that's how great my spoiler and wrestling knowledge really is. But Corey, it's been great to have a chat with you. Enjoy your holidays,
Oh,
and
certainly.
we will see you in a couple of weeks or week Sunday at
Yeah,
Ignite.
yeah. The day after I land Saturday at night about 11. I get in at about midnight, and then I'm leaving at 12 on Sunday to get to Bournemouth on time. So
I have to tell this story because actually you just made me laugh thinking about it. You were wrestling in Germany on a
Yep.
Saturday and you had Ignite on a Sunday, and I've never seen CJ Carter look so worried in all
Yeah,
my
yeah,
because you landed like the Sunday morning.
yeah. That morning, yeah, literally the grind didn't stop. I got landed at Stansted at like 9 in the morning. Drove home, got home for about 10, and then had 2 hours to unpack, repack, have some food, and then leave to drive straight to Bournemouth to then wrestle G Money for the first time. Yeah, it was a knackering experience of a weekend, but wrestling field, so it was all worth it.
Exactly. You see the promoters as well. That's the commitment this man will bring you. Should you book it?
Exactly, exactly. There's no one that puts in more work than me when it's required.
There you go, promoters. You heard it here first from the Godfather, Corey McRae. He's now jetting off for some holidays, but you can still get hold of him if you want to book him.
Oh
But
yeah,
as I said, Corey, we'll see you next Sunday. We'll see you guys, the fans watching us, probably about another 60 odd review shows that we'll be doing between now and then. But until then, everybody, he's been the Godfather, Corey McRae. I've been your host, Adam Cousins. Buckle down, stay safe. Good night.